Hey everyone. So today I just wanted to do a quick video, nothing fancy, of discussing the new features for the iX12 that was pushed on the most recent build as of early April. So they gave a couple of new features that you could read on the Spektrum website, but I would just wanted to show the two most common ones, one of the two, or sorry, two of the most used ones out of this new build that I really love. So I've been testing this build for, I would say, a month and a half now in beta form, and it's working great. One of them is the quick model switch, and the other is the deep sleep, the new deep sleep algorithm. So yeah, so I wanted to show you guys that, and I think you guys will really like this new change that was added onto the iX12. I also wanted to show you guys my routine for updating my iX12. Seeing that this radio is basically a computer, it's an Android, right? My background being a computer guy, I've seen it happen, right? I've seen it all, right? So let's say you're updating an app, and the battery runs out. There's a chance that you could corrupt, let's say, the software. So, which is not a problem in Android world or even iPhones. I've seen them get corrupted in iPhones as well. As the company I work for supports about 300 phones. You can always reinstall the app, right? So, but you never know if it corrupts your model. So I always kind of lean towards the side of being safe, and I back up all my models every single time before I perform an update, and it's super easy. So I'll show you guys my routine, so maybe you can copy or adopt it. It just gives you a peace of mind. But so far I never had to use the backup, but it's just great to have. All right, so I got my radio here, broadcasting or streaming to my big screen. And what I do is basically go to the menu and open the ES file program. And from here, so it opens. I don't have a memory card on this radio. You can create a folder, and I created one called iX12 backup. So right now there's backups there, but I'll show you guys what I do. So if you don't have a folder, you just create one by clicking new on the upper right, and it'll ask you, let's see, click it right there, you go, create a folder, and you just type in whatever name, and that's it. It'll create one. So I created one called iX12, and I do have backups there. So it's when you create one, and if you don't have backups, then you can go ahead and back it up, or the next step. So for here, before I back up, since I have them, I want always fresh backups, because sometimes I make changes, and I always just like deleting my old backups, because if you rename a model, suddenly you have two, and you had, I don't know, I'm kind of like just critical that way. I always want clean files. So I would go into the folder, highlight the model, a model basically, and then you click the lower left over there, and it highlights all the models. Can't get my fingers to hit it. There you go. And then I hit delete, basically here on the right, and then okay. So basically all it does is it empties out that iX12 folder, right? So if you go in, it's empty. So from there, I go back to the software, and then go into the model menu, and then click on the upper right, the three dots, and then export, select all, export, and I'll get everything ready for you. And then you select the first one, ES Save To. Then find the folder that you created for your backups. Hit there, and just hit select. That's it. So it created a backup of all the models. So now I would do is I can basically go ahead and go to the Play Store, and which I'll show real quick here, just so for the ones that haven't done an update, you just go to the Play Store. Easier to just go and search and type iX12, and then there it is. So this radio has been updated. So if yours is not updated, where you see open on mine, it would say update on yours, right? So you go ahead and update. Like I said, you have a fresh backup, and so you're pretty safe. Nothing, if you run out of battery in the middle, you don't have to worry about that. So that's basically my process. Like I said, peace of mind. So let's see. Let's go back now, and let me show you guys the new features that was added for this build. And that is the quick change, the quick model change. So current users of the iX12 will know that there's quite a bit of button pressing to change models, and that's basically, you hit the upper left, the 130, that's one. You hold proceed, you select a model, and you select activate, right? So that's what, like 5 taps or so, and then you have to back out. So quite a bit, right? So on this new build, all you have to do is hold down the name. Instead of tapping it, you hold it down right there, and it comes up with this selection menu that you notice there's no boxes around the names, and all you have to do is select the model you want to change, and then you hold down the proceed on the bottom right. You hold it down, and there you go. It just starts switching, and then it will go out of this menu and go back to the main menu by itself. So quite a bit of button presses were removed in this process. So as you see there, the change has been done, and I'm just waiting for it to back out. There you go. So much simpler, much quicker. Totally love it. All right. And so the next other feature that I use quite a bit is the new quick sleep or new deep sleep option. So the iX12 before, when you double tap the power button quickly, it presented you this menu, and you hold down the quick sleep and the radio slept. But you will notice that the lights were still this light. The Spektrum light in the middle of the radio is still like glowing slowly, and it's still using up some power. So the new algorithm really puts this radio sleep, and I mean, you can have it like that's in that state for weeks, and it barely uses any power, and it's great. You press the button, it's on instantly. So I'll show you guys that and what it looks like. I'm gonna change over to my radio view, because if I do it right now, it'll basically disconnect my my stream here. So let me switch over to a radio feed. A radio view. Okay, so here's the radio. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no memory card on this radio. I just do all my backups on the actual Android system. Now, if you do have a memory card, I've experimented with it. We've seen that various memory cards have various different effects on a radio. So when you have a memory card, sometimes it doesn't let it go to a deep sleep, and I'll show you guys what the difference is. So let me just do the sleep right now so you can see how it behaves. So you double tap. Oops, sorry, that wasn't fast enough. And you double tap.
Timer stop.
Right there. Jeez. You hold down the button, and this is gonna glow a little bit, just like how it did before, and then it'll do 2 quick solid flashes indicating that it's gone into deep sleep. So for current users, you'll notice that it's not glowing anymore. It's now on that deep sleep mode. Like I said, that this is the new algorithm, and it's great. So going back to the memory card, so what we've seen happen with, depending on the memory card, is it prevents the radio from going to deep sleep, meaning it still sleeps, but it's like the old sleep where it's glowing. So that's one way to know if your radio's in this new deep sleep algorithm, is basically when it's totally off like that, right? And also, by the way, the first sleep sometimes from a boot up, it takes longer. So as you saw mine, I think it only took, let me do it again, only a few seconds. There you go. It'll glow a couple times and then go to deep sleep. There you go, that's it. sometimes on the very first deep sleep from a startup, it takes longer just because the whole Android system kind of gets prepped, and after the first time, everything goes faster. It basically, that's all it takes. So just to show you guys the menu, I'm gonna go ahead and put in this memory card, and once the Android system detects and loads it, the difference would be when you see when you try to do this with a memory card, there you go. It would say, which I don't think you guys could see it with this, but anyways, it just says that there's an SD card detected and might prevent the system from entering full deep sleep mode, right? So that's just something that was built in. So I mean, I don't really, like I said, this Android system has its own storage, so I don't really use a memory card compared to like my older radios. So yeah, I just typically, one way I just do it if I ever need a memory card is I basically just store this in the back battery plate. That's kind of how I do it. I never need the memory card. Maybe there's a time that I'll figure it out, but yeah, that's how I use it. Anyways, I hope you guys find this informative, and if you like the videos, if you like the content that I've been putting out, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again soon.